Good experience.
That was always fun. But, obviously, since they're on the Giants now, you have, Damon Harrison, of course. There are a lot of Giants fans. So I was, hearing them as I'm waiting in line, they're talking over everything. And the game was Monday night, so that was the past night. And they're saying how they're going to start a GoFundMe to raise up enough money to buy a new left tackle.
Oh, my goodness.
For the Giants.
That's not good.
And I was like, that's definitely not going to happen.
That's not a good look.
That's still, I don't know, it just proves how much, if you're a bad player in New York, you're going to hear it. That is one thing. You'll never...
That is true. We're going to get to a serious topic right about now. So now Tyler Sullivan of 24/7 Sports recently posted an article stating Aaron Hernandez's lawyers have broken their silence and revealed that the results of the former New England Patriot tight end brain study. All right, the study basically said from the Boston University on his client that he had a severe case of CTE. Now, CTE is a big thing in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He notes that researchers also said it was one of the worst cases of CTE for someone of that age. Guys, what problem does this cause in the NFL, and what will they do about this?
I mean, I feel like you just see the ongoing problem every season. I mean, they try and upgrade the helmets all the time. I mean, you've shown that, they're definitely working on it. But personally, I'm in a sports law class right now, and
cool.
The thing we're starting off with is that, the concussion protocol and all that stuff, and, players suing and whatnot. So the biggest thing is that the players nowadays know that they're taking the risk of getting CTE, breaking their leg, tearing their ACL, and being out for the season. Could be a career, depending how bad the tear is or whatnot. So you have to realize when it comes to a player is that they're signing up for this. That's the biggest thing. And, it's kind of hard for them. In both situations, it's going to be a very hard situation. But in terms of the player just has to realize that in the end, he's making a decision. If you don't want to risk getting CTE or tearing your ACL, whatever the deal is, you got to retire from football, which is just stinks.
It's hard for guys, man.
But again, I can tell you this, football's never going to fade out. It's never going to fade out. It's a
$1 billion industry right there, man.
It's impossible. I think they will be upgrading, everything with just the helmets at least. You see Alex Smith is one of the guys that's wearing one of the newer ones where it has I don't know what it has, the extra protection more so in the back of the head, which is really where the problems are. But in terms of, it's bad. The reason why this is bad for the NFL is that Aaron Hernandez is a 27-year-old, I believe, right? Yeah. 27 years old. And he had one of the worst cases of CTE that any researcher has seen.
That was crazy.
So you have these guys play for 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. And there's nothing bad as what they saw from Aaron Hernandez. And it's just, again, it's a bad thing because CTE makes you go crazy. You start losing your mind.
Yeah.
And you can, it's really bad. People have changed. People in past, in the video, in the documentary, killed themselves, all this stuff. And you just see it now with the Aaron Hernandez thing. Maybe that was the reason possibly for it. Obviously there could be more, but most likely you never know.
Before I get to Alex, I just, sometimes you ask yourself the question of, is this the case of him committing all those crimes and murders? You know what I mean? Because granted, guys had CTE, but I don't think they were going out, committing murders. Aaron Hernandez had a rough time upbringing, especially in college and whatnot. Once he went to jail, I think that was it for him. His mind was probably all over the place. At that age, going to prison, for all his crimes, it's just really sad.
But again, I'm telling you, if you check out that documentary, it's going to change what you think about it, because if you see all the similar cases with these players just going nuts and eventually won't even want to live anymore, it's nuts.
I know, it's sad. Alex, what do you think, man?
Look, man, whatever you do with football, it'll never be safe.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. If you saw concussion, we're not meant to play football.
It's true.
There's no way that you could save somebody from CTE if you have a 10-year career. And on average, an NFL career is 3 years apparently. But there's no real way to help CTE other than not playing football.
Yeah, I got you.
Players know what they're signing up for.
Exactly. That's the biggest case nowadays, is that at least, back then the NFL would lie about it and say, oh, no, football doesn't cause any CTE or head trauma or whatnot. And that was the biggest problem. They finally admitted to it, and they're proven that they're working on it and getting it fixed. But now it's the biggest thing. The players, they know what they're signing. You had Jamal Adams in the case, remember, in the beginning of the season. I
remember, when
before,
he said that comment.
And he's like, if I die on the field, that's what I signed up for. I love this game. I'm going to play the sport. And, that's just how That's just, I guess, just how you got to think about it now. I mean, they're going to keep updating the helmets. They're going to work on it, and maybe it will lower the risk, but you're still going to see it. There's no way of stopping it, I can tell you that.
No, and I agree because, football, sometimes you might get a smear of a helmet just hitting your hitting your head, and that can just be a concussion right there. It's never going to end. Even on like a non-contact play, if you're not trying to make a tackle, guys are just randomly getting hit in the head. You know what I mean? It's really,
and think about the offense and defensive linemen. They're nonstop going full force at each other.
Right at each other's head.
I can only imagine how many times they bang heads. And, one of the people in the video, they're like, I would not be surprised if everybody in the NFL had CTE.
I'm telling you.
And you won't see signs of it yet, but it's a slow process. That's the problem, too, is that you can't tell if you have it early. There's going to be no fixing to it because you just can't tell. It's impossible.
I agree. We're going to talk more sports in a bit. Coming up, we're going to talk about baseball and something that tragically happened to a fan at Yankee Stadium. It's Beyond the Game here on 90.3 WHPC.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning at Nassau Community College, who offers a program that will prepare you to become a dental assistant.
Consider a career in dental assisting as it is one of the fastest growing positions in healthcare.
This course will provide training in pre-clinical dental assisting and includes lectures and labs in oral anatomy, dental equipment, and dental office administration.
An optional clinical externship is also available. The program begins October 10th with classes during evenings and Saturdays.
For more information, please contact the Center for Workforce Development at 516-572-7487 or visit ncc.edu.
Oh, I love that. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just on Facebook. What are you liking?
I don't even know. I'm just mindlessly hitting because, I just don't know.
At least like something that's worth actually liking.
Like what?
Like the new 90.3 WHPC page on Facebook.
Oh, I like that.
Search for 90.3 WHPC on Facebook and join the conversation happening right now on the voice of Nassau Community College. Yes, like 90.3 WHPC on Facebook.
I do like that.
As I was saying, like 90.3 WHPC on Facebook. From the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Yo, what happened to your hair?
You have to experience what I just experienced.
What'd you do? Stick your finger in an electric outlet or something?
Close. I just listened to Electric Air.
Electric Air. Electric Air.
Can everyone stop repeating electric air and tell me what electric air is?
Electric Air will get your heart racing, neurons sparking, and lips smiling. Join me, Tova, as I shock your ears with EDM's greatest hits. 5 out of 5 doctors agree 1 hour of electric air every week is just what you need to increase your energy and leave you feeling stimulated. Side effects may include uncontrollable mood swings, shuffling, and in some extreme cases, headbanging.
Too much headbanging, huh?
Dude, those side effects are serious. Seriously amazing.
So join me every Wednesday night at 8 for Electric Air on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
It's Beyond the Game here on the voice of Nassau Community College on 90.3 WHPC. We're still here, having a good time talking sports as we always do. I'm Brandon Johnson in place for Jacob Volk, who is out right now for special reasons. Dominick Arbolino across from me, and to the right of us is Alex Pleitez. Guys, how are we doing?
Very good still.
We still feeling good, feeling right.
Still chilling.
We didn't get to talk about your Steelers, but
don't worry about it.
We can always talk about it if you feel free.
That's also what the bottom of the ninth is for. You can't
bottom of the ninth too as well. Well, we had a caller on the line. Caller, you are on the Beyond the Game.
Good afternoon. Just wanted to add one little thing as far as CTE. And
absolutely.
When the gentleman from that runs Pop Warner was informed that the most severe cases are young men that had started playing before the age of 12. That seemed to have been the deciding factor, I guess, whether the brain was fully developed or whatever. He actually made the concession that they're not going to allow 3-point stances in Pop Warner.
That's a good point.
To cut down on the bang. So
yeah.
So it's more they're standing up as if they were in a 3-4 defense, right?
Yep. Again, you've got to start with the youngins, and like I said, it's unfortunately, these young people are rather influenced by the TV and everything else. So they think they are capable of doing what somebody that's 25 years old is doing. But like I said, if you start too young, you got scrambled eggs up there to begin with. And from that point on, it doesn't get any better.
But let me ask you this. Does it matter whether you start at 7 or after 7, middle school, high school? There's still a high probability you're going to get CTE regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a concussion is a concussion. But the problem is it's multiple concussions.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a concussion playing, two-hand touch if something goes wrong. As we used to say as young people, you get your bell rung. And, you shake it off and get up. But quite obviously, it's the constant pounding. And how do you appeal to somebody that's going to high school or college to become an offensive lineman? There really is no appeal to getting pounded and in the long term disrupting your health.
It really is. It's true. I mean, football is a game that, guys really love. I myself played football. Alex played football. Don played football in high school. And, it's a passion of ours that we, enjoy doing. But after a while, I've seen so many studies and, I've seen a lot of players who have bad injuries, and I kind of stopped myself. So maybe that's why I don't play football anymore. So it's a big thing, CTE and concussions.
Yeah, the smartest coaches tell you to wrap up the players because as soon as you bow your head down, you're finished.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you might survive 99 out of 100, but one of those times you're going to put your head down, and you're not going to be able to get up with the same response that you had the play before.
I understand, and it's a sad situation when it comes to sports, especially in football. It's all a money-making industry. Owners are still going to go out there and promote their team and make monies regardless of one player is injured. There's going to be the next guy coming up.
As I brought up to you last night. With all the high tech stuff that the people have now, TV rights are not as important as they used to be. So what happens is, since the players get paid from the gate and from the TV rights are not really going to be worth a lot of money anymore. That these players are not going to be able to pull the big paychecks.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
The Giants are going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
I like the confidence.
Bye.
All right, thank you. That was a call. That was Dave. I forgot where Dave is from. Franklin Square. Dave from Franklin Square is a frequent caller to WHPC.
That was a great call because I actually forgot about that, and they're actually thinking about saying almost that it's illegal to start playing football at such a young age. Because if you think about it, as you're growing, that's when your brain is starting to develop.
Absolutely.
And, obviously, your brain doesn't fully develop until you're about 25. But at least, I forgot. I think they were saying around high school to start, which is a thing, though, is that for sports players, you start so young so that you get better throughout the years, you know?
True,
so
yeah.
I don't know. It's very hard. The thing with CTE is that it's never going to go away.
It's never going to go away.
There's nothing you can change about it. It's never going to go away.
Well, as the one and only Jacob Volk would say, we want to take our time to broaden our football horizons. Hope I said that right, Jacob. Shout out to Jacob Volk.
Broaden our football horizons.
Yes,
or broaden our hockey horizons. Or broaden our basketball horizons.
Whichever one.
Whatever we have a lot of topics of. That's his cue to go into it.
So this weekend, guys, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars squaring off against the Baltimore Ravens in England this week. We could talk about the game, but what do you think the outcomes would be? But what I want you guys to know is, what do you think of the NFL trying to market overseas?
I think it's definitely, obviously we all know it's all for the money and all for the business. But at the same time, I don't really know if it's really working all that much. I don't see a team moving out of the the United States at all. I really don't. I can't see that at all.
That would be
incredible. Not that there's a problem with it. It's just I just can't see it because thinking about the team having to fly there, especially.
Man.
You've seen that being in London more. Imagine a team in London having to fly there, a team having to know you have to fly there in a week or in the division. In the division, you have to do it 2 times the. Actually, wait. No, what am I saying? That was dumb. But that's only once.
Yeah, that's only once. Yeah,
that was dumb.
That's all good.
But in terms of, they're cool games, and I guess for us in the United States, we get up and we have football on, so it's that's pretty cool if you get up at that time. But at the same time, I don't know. There's nothing special to the games. I'm not really crazy about it. Obviously, we all know it's for the marketing and the business. Trying to build the fan base and whatnot, and there have been some good games there. I'm not going to, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it.
It's
just not going to work. Having special games there, sure, but a team there,
I got
no
you.
way.
Because then you have to pay a fee to watch them, on TV and all that stuff. It's so much money being involved. But what do you guys ever think about football being in the Olympics? Wouldn't that be crazy to think that?
How though? There's not enough.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's impossible.
Because I've seen players play overseas, but to have them be drafted, like how the NBA